Hey, it's Eric Levis. You can obviously see you watching episode 401 on EML77 TV. That's right. Back for another episode. I want to talk to you guys out there. As you know, I live locally here in New Bedford, and we have a lot of landmarks and iconic buildings that were part of our community for a long, long time. And as you know, like I said on the last episode, the decade has changed a lot in this country, and a lot of the places that we grew up shopping at, eating at, whatever, are closing their doors. And this is the latest iconic landmark of New Bedford, a staple of New Bedford, that is closing its doors. Horta's Restaurant and Fish Market. Now, when I was in sixth grade, I used to attend a Christian school called the Academy of the Firstborn. It used to be in the south end of Bedford. And the church is no longer there. In fact, it's no longer in existence. Back then, it was my church, New Seasons Worship Center, and the Church of Firstborn that were like closely knit churches together. Like, we were, associated with each other for a long, long time. In fact, some of us kids used to go to the Academy of the Firstborn as part of the Christian school. And this was years before we united our schools until, I believe, 91, 92, when we had to separate once again because the visions a little differently from my pastors at the time. Well, we used to go down to Horta's and used to eat some fish and chips there. My mother, when she picked me up from school, probably a Friday or something like that, we used to go down to Horta's, get our fish and chip dinner to bring home to eat. Well, Horta's Restaurant and Fish Market will be closing its doors as today's the last day. So, if you have not gone in there, and I regret not going because I would have, and I found out that a small plate of fish and chips is $7. Jeans is like almost $8, only $1 higher. So I'm like, God dang it, I shouldn't have known that. And I wish I could have known. I would have gotten fish and chips for lunch. Unfortunately, that was not the case. So unfortunately, Horta's will be closing its doors. In fact, I don't know what time it closes now, but as of we're almost 7 o'clock here, Horta's has officially closed its doors, and it's something that I was in shock, and it was kind of a shock, and it was a super shock actually, and like I said, back in the day, fish and chips were a big thing, especially over the summer. During spring and summer times, fish and chips has always been a huge dinner. I know I think earlier this year, during the summer, I showed a plate of fish and chips that I ate from Jeans. But Horta's, before Jeans opened up, there was Horta's. Like, Jeans has opened up a long time, as long as Horta's has, but I think Jeans will be the most popular fish and chip place to eat at. So I got to Google more places that sell restaurants that sell fish and chips besides Rayoni's. Rayoni's is what, almost $12 a plate. I'm like, Anyways, Horta's has closed its doors. Rest in peace, Horta's. I want to take the time to thank the folks at Horta's for making my experience there when I was younger a great place to eat at, a great place to try their fish and chips. Your fish and chips were great. We're going to miss it, and best of luck to you, the owners and employees over at Horta's, in your future endeavors. I know times have been tough, and there were times that a lot of things were changing, a lot of things were happening, and it is what it is. So thank you, Horta's, so much. So thank you for the best fish and chips ever. And hopefully legacy will live on through other the fish and chips that I eat, especially Jeans. And I want to say thank you, Horta's. This was another childhood place that basically bit the dust. And now it just goes to show you that this is not the same world I grew up in. And I have to admit, this was not the same. Definitely not the same world I grew up in, man. It's crazy. It's just totally, insanely nuts. to say the least. And I kind of like going out there going, ew boy, and you walk out, you go. Like I said, when I walk into the mall, it's not the same mall that I grew up going to, grew up shopping at, and and it's totally amazing about how a lot of things have changed over the years, and basically it's just and as the internet has really changed a lot, man. It's surreal. It's surreal. I was born in the South End in Bedford. I don't know. Yeah, back then, the West End and New Bedford, each area wasn't as bad as it is now, and it's amazing how things have changed over the last 20 years. It's strange that the year 2000 will be 20 years ago. So we're talking about the decade of 2010s. We're entering 2020 next year. You think about it, in 2 months actually, in about a couple of months, because we got one more month to go. And here's the crazy part: once we hit January 2000, the year 2000 will be 20 years ago. The year 1990 will be 30 years ago, and the year 1980 will be 40 years ago. And I mean, I look at this, I'm like, man, well, time has flown, man. And here I am, trying to relive my childhood, for God's sakes. For goodness sakes, I have 70 sitcoms from the 70s and shows from the 70s and 60s and 80s, 90s, all on DVD. It's crazy, It's like nothing good on TV anymore. Stick one of those DVDs in and start playing. I got 30s and 40s with the Three Stooges, and wow, it's amazing. I mean, I'm looking at I'm going, wow, holy mackerel, you know what I mean? And just Horta's was a staple in New Bedford for a long, long time here in the city. And for it to close up, it's like, wow, no one knows why. And, I was kind of shocked. And I didn't expect it, It's like, had I known Horta's was closing, I would have went up there and got myself a fish and chip dinner over there just for, to relive my childhood. Now, it's like, I regret not going skating over at Carousel. I already regret not going bowling, even though the Holiday Lanes will be still around. I regret not going there. I regret not going skating over at Carousel. I regretted that. I would have relived my memories, childhood memories there. Now, I regret not going to Horta's, It sounds like, you don't know, it's like the Cinderella, the 80s metal band saying it best. You don't know what you got till it's gone. And I forgot all about Horta's, to be honest with you. And once, I'm just, I was like, wow, okay. Kind of shocking. So, so I want to thank you, Horta's, for your excellent fish and chip dinners over the years. Since I was a student over at the Academy of the Firstborn, Christian school back in the day, when I was only in 6th grade, that's 1988, the 80s. So I want to say thank you so much, and I'm hoping that the owners of the Horta's restaurant and the family and the families that own the restaurant or owners, the employees that work there, best of luck in your future endeavors, and hope you prosper somewhere else. So, I'm really sorry to hear this sad news, and I had to say something about it because, like I said, times have changed, man. And what can you do? I'm not going to sit around and sulk all day. You know what I'm saying? Life is tough sometimes, but you know what? You got to get going with the grind, man. You got to get going. You got to keep on pushing forward. You got to move forward. It is not that easy to move forward when everything in your childhood is dying by the wayside due to everything else going on. Hey, sometimes, you look at the time period and you're like, I was like, can anybody does have a time machine? Can anybody soup up a DeLorean and transform it back into a time machine so we can go back in time? I'll be honest with you. I wanted to go back in time. I want to go back in time in the 80s during the Dartmouth Mall so I could take pictures of Child World, Zaire, and all that and upload it, just like, show everybody oh, this is what we have. We have a selfie stick in the future. We have smartphones in the future, and video games you can download. And people kind of look at you funny. Imagine talking to like my younger 3-year-old self about this, and he'd be looking at my 3-year-old self, kind of looking at me, having no freaking clue about what's going on. It's surreal. It would be surreal. I can see my father in his younger days go, "Do I know you?" And I'm like, in the future you will, so to speak. And look down at my 3-year-old self going, "Kid, you're gonna definitely know me in the future." And just go back in time and take pictures, or have a VCR, set up in tapes and watch, turn and get your personal TV and try to connect it to the cable and all that. Do everything illegal without being caught. You know what I'm saying? No, this is like back, it would be if I was time traveling, But there's no such thing as time travel, unfortunately. So what can you do? So. Yep, that's the way things are today, and the way the cookie crumbles, you can't do anything about it. That's the way it is. So thank you, hoarders, once again. So that's it. That's all the time we have on this show. God's blessings, life, love, and light to all of you. Catch you on the flip side. We cannot change our past, but we can change our present situations to work for a better future. If life deals you a bad hand, change your cards and for a better hand. So, that's it. Pay attention, you might learn something. I think I already said that already. Next episode, 402, War Games. I promise you, they're coming. It's coming. All right? In fact, I can get going on that. All right, I'll see you later. I'll see you on the next episode, 402. Bye.